Hi guys, today I will be sharing how to make white forest cake. For the ingredients, we need 1 cup of sugar, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 40 grams of room temperature butter, or we will melt this, 40 grams of corn flour or cornstarch, 2/3 cup of plain flour plus 2 tablespoons, 50 ml of milk, and 6 eggs. First step is to line your baking pan with parchment paper at the bottom and on the sides. Then combine the liquid ingredients, which is the milk, melted butter, and the vanilla. And also preheat your oven at 190 degrees Celsius. We will set this aside. Combine the flour, the cornstarch or corn flour, and the salt. The ingredients will be listed in the description box below. So we're gonna mix this. Doesn't have to be fully mixed because we will sift this. So we're gonna set this aside for now. I've got my 6 eggs here. I'm gonna start whisking the eggs. And then add the 1 cup of sugar. And then I'm gonna whisk this for about 5 minutes. Now we're gonna move on to the stove. I've got a pot of simmering water in here. And then we're just gonna continue to whisk our eggs for about 7 minutes. Occasionally lift your bowl so the extra steam will come out. If you find that your water is boiling too much, you can turn off the heat and just use the residual heat to continue cooking them. At this point, I'm gonna turn off the heat and then I'm gonna continue mixing for at least about 5 more minutes. So in the pot, I mix it for about 7 minutes, and then after I take it off the pan, I continue to mix for about 5 minutes. At this point, our eggs is ready. It has tripled in volume and it's starting to form ribbon stage. Now we're gonna sift in the flour. I added the flour in 2 additions. Be very gentle when you mix and don't overmix. Now the second batch of the flour is going in. Use the folding method in mixing. There's no baking powder, there's no baking soda. Just in case you're wondering, because I often get asked. And now we're gonna add the liquid ingredients. Continue to fold. Again, very gently. Now we're gonna divide this mixture into 2. And then we're gonna bake this in a preheated oven at 190 degrees Celsius for 20 to 25 minutes, or until when you insert the skewer in the middle and the skewer comes out clean. And this is what it looks like after baking. Now let it cool down completely. So while the cake is cooling down, I'm gonna grate this chocolate. This is eating chocolate, the one that you buy from the store and then you eat it straight away. So choose the best chocolate or white chocolate that you like eating. So this is what it looks like. We're gonna use this to garnish the side of the cake. And now once the cake has completely cooled down, we're just gonna cut it into 2, so we have 4 layers. But if you don't want to do 4 layers, you can do just 2 layers. So this is 800 ml of whipping cream, thickened cream, and half a cup of sugar. 1 teaspoon of vanilla as well. So I'm adding 1 teaspoon of vanilla into the whipping cream, and then I'm adding half a cup of the sugar. And then we're gonna continue whisking the cream until it forms stiff peak stage. For the cream, it needs to be 35% milk fat for it to be able to work. So at this point, the cream is ready. It's holding its shape and the peaks. For the pie filling, I'm gonna use store-bought pie filling. But if you don't wanna use store-bought one, I have a recipe when I make the um, Black Forest cake. I'll put the link in the description box. Now we're ready to assemble the cake. So you need a cake board for this because we're gonna leave the cake later. So I'm spreading a little bit of the whipped cream at the bottom of the cake so it will adhere to the cake board, and then add a little bit of the cream into the cake or to the first layer of the cake, and then add some cherry pie filling. Again, I'll put in the description box if you want to make your own cherry pie filling. I made it when I did my Black Forest cake. So now, just to cover up or to hold the cherry pie filling in place, I'm putting another layer of whipped cream. If you don't want the cherry pie filling oozing out, you can use a dome on the side of the cake just to hold it. So now we're gonna put our second layer. Then the process is the same until we reach the end or our fourth layer. So this is our fourth layer. I put the cake upside down so we have the flat side on the top, and now we're gonna just generously add whipped cream on the top and on the side of the cake. This doesn't need to be perfect because we're gonna cover the cake with the chocolate that we shaved before. Then clean the side of your board. And I've got the leftover cherry pie filling, and then I'm just using a cookie cutter in the middle just to hold it in place. You don't have to do this step. This is optional. And then I've got my extra whipped cream that I'm gonna use to garnish the side top of the cake. And then now I'm gonna spread the cherry pie filling to cover the entire top of the cake. And now the shaved chocolate on the side. If you miss a spot, just go back to put some. Just be quick making this because the heat of your hand can melt the chocolate. And now I've got, this is glazed cherries. This is optional. And this is the finished product. It's advisable that you refrigerate your cake first before slicing it. I hope you give this a try. This cake is so good. Now we're gonna cut the cake. This cake hasn't been refrigerated. I'm cutting it straight after I finish decorating. So again, it's advisable that you at least refrigerate this for at least 2 hours before slicing. And this is what the inside of the cake looks like. Again, this will be neater when you slice it if you refrigerate it. I hope you give this a try. This cake is really good, and thank you for watching. I'll see you again next week. Bye!